And welcome back to the second segment of episode 142, Sold with Updike Pugh.
All right, let's talk about refinancing.
Yeah.
It's a interesting topic. Things have changed really recently. I think that this is one of those one thing you can say has occurred because of the current election that just happened in 2020.
Yes. There was a rule put in place toward the end of last year.
Yep.
I'm going to say in the third quarter of last year, that was going to charge a fee to people that were refinancing their homes in order to generate more money for the secondary money market.
Yep. And I believe that because the director Calabria was released, and then they added, I believe it is Senator L. Thompson to the position as director, they were able to work through that. And lo and behold, guess what's gone?
Yeah, it's gone now. But we wanted to show you a little bit of what that impact was and on rates and how that occurred. If you want to bring that slide up now, that would be a good one to show. So as you walk along through this, and as you look in August, you can see on the green line with the first red arrow, that was where this fee was introduced. Mm-hmm. And Wes will tell you about the fee cost and things. And the green line shows what the mortgage rates were and how they increased because of that fee. And then you began to see the number of, we began to see the number of refi mortgages begin to drop off. And then in the middle of that point with the second red line is when that fee was suspended because there was some backlash to it, I guess, was what you'd say. I think there was
went counter to the current administration's housing plan.
Yes, and so it was suspended. But then many lenders were worried about that they were going to be caught having to pay that.
Correct.
And so there was a point that was toward October-ish of last year that they phased it back in. And as you can see by the green line, interest rates on refis went up. The black line shows interest rates on purchase money mortgages.
And they called that the defensive pricing strategy, which I think is interesting, rather than get caught kind of with their pants down and having to come up with that out of their own mm-hmm. costs. They were passing it ahead to be careful. And so hence the term.
And so to put this in like dollars, percentages, yep. What is it? So basically
it is the adverse market fee, and it was coming in at 50 basis points, or the fee was half a point. Mm-hmm. And that equals into, if you convert that into an interest rate of 0.125. And I think that's where, as reading through this, some of the confusion began, is that people thought that it was an increase in the market rate, and it actually didn't have to be. It just depended on where your lender parked it, mm-hmm. on which side of the sheet and equation it was, whether it was a fee of 0.5 of a point mm-hmm. or 0.125.
Yeah,
and
of the interest rate.
Yep, and it looks like if that is spread out, it is over a $300,000 loan, that's about $1,500. Mm-hmm. So it is quite expensive if you look at it that way. And from a conventional loan, these are what they were trying to address and get rid of.
Yeah, in that $300,000 loan, it really would have equated to about $100 a month if you didn't pay it up front on a 30-year mortgage.
Yep.
Which would, yeah.
We've seen that many a times not be what's so interested.
We really have. And now that has gone away. And so once again, with interest rates coming back down, not just because of that, but because interest rates have settled back just a bit.
Right.
Now is a really good time to consider that refinance if you're going to.
Yep. And they've visit with your lender if you've locked. Sometimes they let you out of that. It said it depends case by case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible that you were charged that fee and the lender really did not have to pay that fee. And so it is a good conversation to have with your existing lender as to whether you could be entitled to a refund, should be entitled to a refund now.
Yep, I think it's just at the end of the day, this is a great way for the American housing to keep going and more homeowners get involved.
Absolutely. And again, this only has to do with refinance mortgages. So if you purchased a home from us, this was not anything that would have been applicable to you.
Yep.
But again, we always want to bring you information about helping you save money, whatever it has to do with real estate, we're here to help.
That's right. And I think that was probably the shortest second segment that we have ever done in the history of the shows. So there is a record. Well,
Will.
thank you so much for joining us. And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.